I took the night janitor job because it came with silence. 30 floors, one key card, and an old radio that only picked up a baseball game from 6 cities away. I liked the ritual trash vacuum and mop. People leave their lives on desks. I cleaned them away. On the 19th floor, around 1 a.m., I found wet footprints leading from the elevators. Bare and small, like a teenager's. We'd had a company party earlier, so I assumed someone got drunk and wandered. I followed the prints down the hall, but something felt off. They were way too evenly spaced, almost like they were placed there on purpose. Like whoever made them already knew where the cameras couldn't see. They were halfway to the conference rooms when they just stopped. Not faded away, but really stopped right before the camera could catch them. I took a moment to glance into each office, and honestly, it felt a bit eerie. They were completely empty, as if the life and energy had just vanished. It made me wonder about the stories behind those closed doors, and the people who once filled those spaces. The thermostat hummed at a stubborn 68, like it was on a mission. I quickly radioed downstairs for help. Security confirmed that all access points are clear. No badges were used since 11. "Take a look in the stairwell," he said. The stairwell felt chilly, and the concrete echoed loneliness. On the landing between 80 and AC Nueva, a single wet print faced the wall. Just one, like someone was standing there, listening with their toe pointed at the corner. I left the stairwell door propped open, just a habit of mine, and wheeled my mop bucket into the hallway, ready to tackle the mess ahead. When I reached the kitchenette, the faucet turned on by itself. A tiny stream, then a steady pour. I shut it. It shivered back on. I wrapped the faucet with a rubber band trick I learned so the handle wouldn't slip. It still slipped. From the hole came a sound I know too well, the wet drag of a mop over tile. My mop was in my hands. I stepped out. The corridor was empty, lights buzzing. But at the far end, near the copy room, the floor gleamed in a fresh streak, like someone had just passed by. The streak ended before the camera. I took 2 steps. Something pressed the door of the electrical closet from the inside. Not a bang, a push. Then 2 knuckles, tapped polite, like asking to be let out. "Anyone in there?" I asked, and the words sounded ridiculous the second they left my mouth. The knocking stopped. I opened the closet. Coils of wire breaker, boxes, and the mop water's reflection, the surface trembling like a breath had just disturbed it. I called security again. "Come up to 19. While I waited, I couldn't help but notice my wet shoe prints trailing from the kitchenette all the way back to the closet. It was kind of funny, right? My prints overlapped by a second set that weren't mine. Same path, same stride, but every few steps. The second set veered 2 tiles left exactly where the cameras didn't reach. Security arrived. Big guy. Jacket 2 sizes too small. He checked the feeds and frowned. "We've had complaints," he said. "Night staff, hearing things. A temp said she saw someone mopping behind her reflection." He rewound the hallway footage. The timestamp skipped 12 seconds, just gone. In the jump, my mop bucket moved 3 feet. "Glitch," he said, and didn't sound convinced. We did a quick sweep, and guess what? Nothing's out of place. Doors are locked tight. The elevators were locked, so we headed down while I stuck around to finish my floor. As I rolled the bucket to the elevator, I noticed the stairwell door. Yeah, the one I'd propped open was shut tight. On the outside of the door, at shoulder height, a wet handprint rested where someone would hold it shut. It's small, just 5 little fingers. And guess what? There's no smudge at all from pulling away. Pretty strange, right? I put in my 2 weeks the next morning. On my last night, I left the camera monitors on while I finished the 19th. Just as I turned off the light, the screen flickered and showed the corridor bright again, like I hadn't touched the switch. A figure glided across the floor, pushing a mop. No face, no feet, just a mysterious movement that hinted at a person. And then, right at the edge of the camera's blind spot, it turned its head toward me, and my heart raced like crazy. It felt like it had always been waiting right there, knowing exactly where I'd be.